5 minutes, then you're on. Break a leg.
The atmosphere backstage is thick with anticipation. Contestants pace nervously, some muttering under their breath, others staring at the floor, lost in thought. Every second seems to stretch into an eternity as the murmurs of the audience seep through the walls. The lights of the arena outside flicker, casting shadows across the corridors, while the distant hum of cameras and crew members moving around adds to the charged environment. You can almost feel the electricity in the air, a kind of tension that only exists when something extraordinary is about to happen. In the waiting room, the contestant sits quietly, hands clasped tightly, heart pounding in rhythm with the music playing faintly in the background. Every rehearsal, every sacrifice, every late night spent perfecting their craft has led to this moment. They take a deep breath, trying to calm their nerves, but the butterflies in their stomach refuse to settle. Outside, the audience begins to chatter, unaware of the storm of emotions brewing backstage. Some are chatting excitedly, while others are capturing every moment on their phones, oblivious that the stage they're looking at will soon witness something unforgettable. Meanwhile, on the judges' panel, Simon Cowell adjusts his seat, his sharp eyes scanning the stage. There's a calm, controlled energy about him. But even Simon, who has seen hundreds of auditions, senses that tonight might be different. His usual poker face is there, but the slight narrowing of his eyes, the subtle tilt of his head, suggests curiosity, and perhaps even the anticipation of being surprised. The other judges chat quietly amongst themselves, unaware that the moment they're about to witness will leave them struggling to find words. Every judge has seen talent before, but the universe occasionally aligns to deliver something that transcends ordinary performance, and tonight, the stage feels alive with that possibility. Backstage, the contestant rises, feeling the weight of the moment. They take a few steps toward the curtain, each step measured, almost reverent. The faint glow of the stage light spills through the gap in the curtains, illuminating the path ahead. For a brief moment, everything seems to slow, the audience chatter, the flashing cameras, even the pounding of their own heart. Time stretches, holding its breath, as if it knows something monumental is about to unfold. The contestant glances briefly at the judges, catching Simon's unwavering gaze, and an unspoken understanding passes between them. Tonight is not just about singing, performing, or entertaining, it's about creating a moment that will linger in memory. The stage manager gives a quiet nod, signaling that it's time. The contestant steps forward, and the curtain begins to pull back. The roar of the audience hits them all at once, a tidal wave of energy that both terrifies and invigorates. Flashbulbs explode in the distance, capturing every second, every expression, every heartbeat. The contestant steadies themselves, closes their eyes for a split second, and exhales slowly. This is the moment of truth, the culmination of years of preparation, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. As the first note, or first step, approaches, the world narrows to the stage, the judges, and the audience. Every sense is heightened. The warm glow of the lights, the faint scent of the arena, the hum of anticipation, and the collective energy of thousands of eyes watching intently. In this suspended moment, anything is possible. And although no one can predict what will happen next, there is a shared silent understanding that something extraordinary is about to take place. Something that Simon Cowell, and the world watching, will never forget. The moment the contestant opens their mouth or steps into the spotlight, the arena transforms. It's as if the energy in the room bends to the force of their presence. Every eye in the audience locks on. Every camera lens zooms in, and every heartbeat seems to synchronize with the first note. There's a fragile tension in the air, a delicate balance between anticipation and astonishment, and then, like a spark, igniting, everything shifts. The performance begins, and immediately it's clear that this is not just another audition. This is something extraordinary. The sound fills the room, rich, pure, and mesmerizing. Each note is precise, each movement deliberate yet effortless. The contestant's voice, or their skill in whatever they are performing, carries a depth that pierces through the layers of the audience's attention. You can see it in the way heads tilt slightly, how eyes widen, and how even the most stoic viewers lean forward, drawn into the magnetic pull of the performance. It's the kind of moment that makes people forget to breathe, that freezes time for a heartbeat too long. Simon Cowell, who has witnessed thousands of acts, shifts in his seat. His eyes, usually sharp and analytical, now shine with genuine intrigue, a flicker of disbelief passing across his face. Every gesture, every subtle expression of the contestant adds to the story unfolding on stage. There's emotion in the tremble of their hands, intensity in the rise and fall of their voice, and sincerity in every look they cast toward the audience and judges. It's a performance that demands attention, not just because of skill, but because it feels alive, raw, and utterly human. The audience begins to respond, whispers of admiration spreading like wildfire, growing louder with each second. Some are clapping along hesitantly at first, unsure if this is really happening. Others sit in stunned silence, mouths slightly wide open, as though trying to capture every detail in memory. Simon's usual poker face has disappeared entirely. He leans forward, elbows on the desk, his gaze fixed like a predator observing something rare and beautiful. He doesn't speak, doesn't interrupt, doesn't blink more than necessary. He simply watches, absorbing every nuance. The other judges exchange glances, nodding subtly, but even they cannot conceal the awe etched across their expressions. This is a performance that transcends technical skill, its storytelling, its artistry, its heart. It's one of those rare moments where the stage becomes more than a platform. It becomes a portal into someone's soul, and everyone present is invited in. Slow motion captures the crescendo, the point where the energy peaks and the contestant seems to hang suspended between reality and perfection. The lights accentuate their movements, shadows dancing behind them, highlighting the emotion etched on their face. The audience reacts with a collective gasp, a wave of sound that surges through the arena. And then, as the final note lingers, a hush falls over the room. For just a heartbeat, no one moves, no one breathes. All that exists is the resonance of what they've just witnessed. And then it hits, the eruption of applause, the standing ovation, the whistles and cheers that shake the arena. Cameras flash repeatedly, capturing every tear, every wide-eyed stare, every open mouth in amazement. Simon Cowell slowly sits back, momentarily speechless, his usual criticism nowhere to be found. There's a rare smile forming at the corner of his lips, a glimmer of admiration that cannot be hidden. He's seen something tonight that few people ever do in a lifetime. This is the kind of performance that will be remembered, replayed, and talked about for years to come. A performance that etches itself not just into the audience's minds, but into Simon Cowell's memory, as one of the most remarkable moments he has ever witnessed. As the final note hangs in the air, a profound silence descends upon the arena. For a moment, it's as if time itself has paused to honor what has just occurred. The audience sits frozen, some in awe, others wiping away tears, all collectively caught in the gravity of the moment. It isn't just applause they are holding back. It's a shared, unspoken recognition that they have just witnessed something far beyond ordinary. Every seat in the house seems to vibrate with anticipation, waiting for the inevitable explosion of emotion that is about to follow. Simon Cowell is the first to react, and even his movement carries weight. He slowly rises from his chair, the motion deliberate, almost ceremonious, as if acknowledging the magnitude of what he has just experienced. His usual air of calculated judgment has vanished, replaced by something raw and unguarded. He doesn't rush to speak. Instead, he lets the moment settle, letting the applause and the cheers build as though the room itself is paying tribute. There's a brief fleeting smile on his face, subtle but undeniable, and in that smile, one can sense the depth of his admiration. This is the rare kind of performance that transcends critique, a performance that demands nothing more than recognition. The other judges follow, standing one by one, their faces reflecting shock, awe and respect. Some are clapping slowly at first, then more vigorously, until the entire panel is giving the contestant a thunderous ovation. Even the audience, who moments ago were on the edge of their seats, now rises as one, creating a wave of cheers and applause that shakes the arena. Cameras flash repeatedly, capturing the intensity, the joy, the sheer disbelief. It's not just a reaction. It's a collective acknowledgement of brilliance, A moment when skill, passion and heart converge in a way that few ever experience live. Back on stage, the contestant stands, trembling slightly, overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the response. Tears well in their eyes, not just from relief or nerves, but from the overwhelming affirmation that every hour of practice, every sacrifice, every doubt, has led to this exact instant. The contestant's gaze sweeps over the crowd, taking in the applause, the cheering, the flashes of cameras, and finally rests on Simon Cowell. In that gaze, there's a silent exchange, a recognition that what was given on that stage has been received, understood, and immortalized in memory. Simon nods slowly, his eyes glistening, a rare display of vulnerability from the man who is known for his stoicism. As the cheers continue to echo, the contestant takes a humble bow, shoulders quivering but spirits soaring. The audience responds with encore-level enthusiasm, some rising onto their feet again, some whistling, others crying openly. It's a moment of pure human connection, a reminder of why performances like this matter. They transcend talent shows, transcending entertainment. They become shared experiences, stories that will be retold, moments that linger in hearts long after the lights dim. Even after the performance has ended, the energy does not dissipate. The judges continue to talk in awe, replaying details, exchanging astonished glances, their voices tinged with disbelief and excitement. Simon Cowell's reaction in particular will be remembered. A man who has seen it all, faced countless acts, and rarely shows such visible emotion, now openly acknowledges that this was one of the greatest auditions he has ever witnessed. It's the kind of moment that defines careers, inspires audiences, and forever cements the performer's place in Britain's Got Talent history. In the aftermath, the contestant steps off the stage, arms still trembling, heart still racing, but a sense of fulfillment washing over them. The performance has ended, but its impact resonates far beyond the theater walls. For Simon Cowell, for the judges, for the audience, and for millions watching at home, this was more than an audition. It was a reminder of the power of courage, talent, and sheer human brilliance. A performance they and Simon will never forget.